Satan has infiltrated the church and the lies are coming directly from the pulpit. Individuals are putting tradition and religion over the Word of God. The book of James tells us that teachers are going to be judged more strictly. Do we still keep the Ten Commandments? Yes, we do. Have any of them changed? No, they haven't. So why do we keep Sunday now instead of God's fourth commandment? Because after the Reformation from the Vatican, the churches continued to keep the tradition and religion of Sunday worship over God's fourth commandment. We were warned in the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25, that the one that comes out of the division of Rome would tamper with his times and his laws, and they did just that. Unfortunately, most of the churches mixed up the laws. There were dietary laws, sacrificial laws, and ceremonial laws, and then there were the Ten Commandments. The law on the left is the law of Moses. I put the scriptures down below, and you guys go ahead and look them up. The law on the right is the law of God, the Ten Commandments that have not changed, that we still have to keep, including the fourth one, the seventh day of the week that He blessed, sanctified, and made a commandment. The scriptures are there on the right, and you can go ahead and look up Revelation chapter 12 verse 17, Revelation chapter 14 verse 12, and Revelation chapter 22 verse 14. We are still told to keep the commandments of God down to the very end. Unfortunately, the individual that was preaching at the church I attend on Wednesdays was talking about the Sabbath and doesn't understand the different types of Sabbaths there were. Sabbath in Hebrew just means rest, and there is a fourth commandment which we're still told to keep. It is a specific day that was blessed and sanctified. God has only blessed and sanctified one day, and He was getting that mixed up with any other day. Leviticus chapter 23 verse 24. Leviticus chapter 23 verse 24. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, in the seventh month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial, a blowing of trumpets, as a holy convocation. Notice how it says on the first day of the month. The first day of the month is a different day every month. This is not the fourth commandment, Sabbath. They completely ignore prophecy because it goes against their religion and their tradition. And unfortunately, churches stick to whatever their agenda is. You may ask, what agenda are you talking about? Their agenda. If they're Baptist, that is their agenda. If they're a Pentecostal, that is their agenda. If they're Catholic, that is their agenda. The only agenda we should have is the Word of God, from Genesis to Revelation and everything in between. Yes, God made all 7 days, but He only blessed and sanctified one day, and that is the seventh day, which we know today as Saturday. And yes, even though He made all 7 days, He only made one of those days a commandment. Why is that so important? Because the fourth commandment identifies the creator of the heavens and the earth. God made the heavens and the earth, then rested on the seventh day. And the fourth commandment is actually the only commandment that God says is a sign between Him and His people. And we are God's people. Romans chapter 11 verse 16 through 24 says we are now grafted into the family. We are spiritual Israel. So we are part of the family, not to change any of His commandments, but to continue to walk in faith and abide in Him. And we love Him, so we keep His commandments.